Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Pirillo, and either I'm waving off camera or right underneath the chat, and it looks like it worked! Kind of. The Discord post worked! That's so cool. So, welcome to the daily live Star Wars community chat / talk show for Star Wars Radar. Here to talk about whatever was on your Star Wars radar today, cross-platform, theoretically. And this is what I was really excited to see. We've had a Discord server for quite some time, and this update came directly from it through the bot. Now, the Discord server is not as active, of course. Our most active part of the community is on Twitter, but that was all the more reason why I thought, well, why don't I start broadcasting daily and talking daily and sharing daily across wherever I might broadcast Star Wars stuff, including a crossover somewhat into my personal profiles. I'm disappointed, though, because the audio feed that I've got going was playing this very awesome song. And right now, this is a nice tune as well, like inspired by the 80s. This is like a chiptunes playlist by way of Pretzel, which is like live streaming music that I'm okay to play. But it was so awesome, and I was like, oh, how do I rewind it and start it again? And I couldn't do it on the player. So that's the only disappointment I've had on this live stream so far. Happy to see everybody here. Including Super Awesome Geek Show, who was there for my unboxing of the Star Wars Comlink, which is still charging. From Doc Ondar, or his shop of antiquities at Galaxy's Edge. Plugged it in, tried it, called my wife. It worked exceedingly well. Very happy with that. It was a little pricey, but you know, it's a comlink. Okay, now that you're probably asking, hang on, as I try not to trip over everything. You do not want to see my floor. You do not want to see my floor. Trust me. Okay, this is, as I trip back to the screen, the comlink. I was charging it. That's why I didn't have it on me directly. Ooh, I dropped it on the floor. Got some schmutz. Bluetooth comlink, and it works. It acts as a microphone and a speaker. Shut down all the garbage mashers on the detention level. Where could he be? 3PO. So yes, this is cool. A little pricey, but I just unboxed it in another video in my personal channel. But this is all about you, the community. What's on your radar today? That was on my radar. I've got a few other things sitting on my desk. Talking Star Wars kicks it off here as I need to adjust something. There we go. I must have nudged that. There's a lens flare. Look, we're channeling J.J. Abrams. Oh, now it's there and then gone, right? Did you see the lens flare? You saw it, didn't you? The lens flare? Oh, JJ, what are you going to do? Could you imagine if Ewan appears at D23 teasing a Kenobi series and just saying, hello there? That would be awesome. That would be cool. That would make me... I mean, I have never gone to D23. Any of Disney's events like that. I tend not to go to those. I guess the most recent one I did was Celebration, like the year The Force Awakens was upon us. That was the last time I went to Celebration. I don't get to travel all that much. So, yeah, wow. That would be amazing. I'd love to see a series, not just a movie. See, that's the thing. I'm kind of glad that they're taking a break from movies, because I'd like to see more happen, in other forms of long-form entertainment, like television series. Hey, No Life, 2692, thank you for being here once again, and for showing up in chat before the actual broadcast happened. It was pretty cool to see you there. Oh, see, there's the lens flare's back again. I have a nice little way of kind of defeating the lens flare. This is my media preview, the Galaxy's Edge badge that we got. It was non-transferable, not for sale. It is revocable, and it was only valid for a couple of days. But yeah, this is a nice little credential collectible. Very exclusive. So what I have is a Darth Vader, like a lightsaber attached to Darth Vader's hand, and I'm merely setting it right above the screen. Just trust me, it works. You never want to see how the sausage is made, but that's how it works. So, That's how the lens flare was there, but now it's gone. Paul, I'm just gonna go with your first name, Paul. What Star Wars graphic novels and comics do you recommend? Marvel. I've been reading pretty much since they relaunched in canon years ago. Age of Rebellion are these nice little. They seem to be like one-off, covering the characters. There's really no right place to start. I would, of course, not jump into the middle of an ongoing series, but you could pick maybe a character or an era that you're interested in or most interested in, and go from there. And there are plenty of the comics that were, when they were first run, of course, they're more expensive, but you can get them at a much more affordable rate, without worrying about, being up to date completely anymore. Depending on where you buy your comics or where you're thinking about buying your comics. But I honestly, for the miniseries, the short run, Lando had a really good one. The older Lando, not Lando when he was younger. For graphic novels, probably in the same sphere, Marvel stuff, because they tend to be a bit more for audiences like me. Not that IDW is necessarily off. It's just that IDW tends to be publishing for the younger audience, which is cool, which is awesome. But it's definitely for a younger audience there. Let's see here. Checking out if there's any other questions here. Oh, what's also nice is that by the way of my Mixer channel, you can find out what song is playing. Yeah, really, I tweaked the stream today. I'm so far behind, going back to the comics thing, and then I'll go to Paul again. I'm so far behind in my comics. Like, the stack is this high, but as I mentioned the other day, I tend to read them in chunks. So I don't read them, until like maybe 5 or 6 stack up. But as Super Awesome Geek Show noticed, the Age of Rebellion one-shots have been great. So you can just get like a one-shot and just get it all. So I would say that for the long-form series, I don't know. Dr. Aphra's been good, but you'd have to go way back for that. There have been a couple of good Darth Vader series because they rebooted. They reissued issue number 1. I don't know. I know why they did that, to drive up sales, right? There was no other reason to do it. Other than that, like the mini series, like you could get like instead of buying the individual comics like 1 through 5, you can just get one book with all in there. But there's no, like I said, think about your favorite character, think about your favorite era, and then go from there. Or the Age of Rebellion stuff, the one shots, which I think are just as nice. So either way. I'm so far behind on the reading. It's not even funny. Talking Star Wars. I mentioned this. I've been mentioning bugs to the team that handles the redistribution of broadcasts. Here's another thing that I got at Disneyland. Is when I went in and get the picture with Darth Vader. It's kind of neat. I mean, normally like a throwaway card, but a couple of Jedi girls here, which I thought would be kind of neat to give to my daughter, Jedi, so she can have a pretend credit card. Found this at Dollar Tree. Normally these things are like $3 to $5, and I don't know if you've ever seen them. They make them all the time for different brands now, and usually the Star Wars ones are a little more than $1, but at Dollar Tree right now everything's $1. So what you do with these, and I grew up with, they used to call them yes and no. They're more they were never like this, but what you can do with them is take this marker, this little magic marker, and start effectively painting, and there's no wrong way of doing it. You can't mess it up. But I picked this up again for my daughter, and it's been out for a while, and she hasn't done all the pages, so I'm just going to complete this one. Oh, it's BB-8! Of course! I was just always fascinated with how this worked. Used to love these things. Used to be able to find them like at hospital gift shops, or and I knew that because I was in and out of the hospital when I was a kid. Look at that. So cool! I don't know if you can color Poe. Oh, you can! Look at that! You can color Poe! Oh, it's so cool! and his helmet and everything. I love it. $1. It was only $1. What are you gonna do? So that's been lying around, and I've been waiting to get those things, get this effectively colored my way. Something that this wasn't, I like thrifting, and this wasn't thrifting exactly, but I was at a grocery store that I frequent, and they had this display there for a while. No way. Hang on. The name of the song is "If I Were a Jedi." That's cool. This is the actual product, right? This posable papercraft character. This is the actual product, and I would have gotten it anyway, like $3 or something like that, because it's Vader. But it was sitting inside the case, which I wouldn't say is priceless, but that was the last one. And since I go there all the time, and it's already assembled, and it's wrapped in plastic, and it's in darn good shape for, sitting on the shelf, virtually no shelf wear, I asked, I said, well, can I take it? Can I have it since that was the last one? They said, sure. So what I'm going to do with this is behind me, like right back there, I have cards, like I'll collect Darth Vader cards, like, greeting cards, and I'm going to stack them in here so that they're kind of in a catch-all with the Darth Vader on the side. It's just perfect. It's just perfect. So I already know what I'm going to do with that. Dollar Tree can sometimes have good Star Wars trading cards packs, but the problem is that though they're $1, there's usually only like 4 or 5 cards. Dollar Tree in my area lately has had the mugs, like Kylo Ren, Phasma, Stormtrooper, who else? First Order Stormtrooper. They had Vader apparently. I missed that, but for $1, down from 10. Like, those ceramic mugs that cost $10 that you don't want to ever put in the dishwasher? They were $1. So I filled up. I'm like, we'll use them for guests or something. Got those. They also had ceramic banks a few weeks back. At least Phasma and Kylo Ren. Yeah, I stop into Dollar Tree every so often. They had the Rogue One figures a while ago. Just a certain series, and I don't know if it was across the U.S. or what, but those were nice. And then speaking of, I've been sitting on this one too. If you live near a Ross or maybe the equivalent, this is sometimes they've had like a lot of the Leia Black Series figures. These are of course retailed for like $20, but down to $4, $3.99 right there. $3.99 for a Black Series Stormtrooper. So I grabbed a couple of these, as you can imagine. That's $4. Like, these are great for army building. Like, amazing. Like, I only got like one of the Leia because I'm like, why? I got one Leia. We're good with Leia. But these, you can't have too many of for $4. Can you believe that? They don't always. This was, again, that's Ross, and they've had other good Star Wars stuff lately. Just depends on seemingly the week. And every store gets something different, but in the areas, if you check your areas, you may find some stuff, some good stuff. Apparently, some of them even had Captain Rex Black Series, which would have been nice. I mean, to have an extra one of. You can't have too many of him. And speaking of Captain Rex, today is Dave Filoni's birthday, so happy birthday, Dave! Thanks again for the autograph. He's not watching, I guarantee. He's got way more important. He's hardly even on Twitter. He's not gonna be listening to this. I saw the Road Run figs on Twitter posts, but none in your area. You want to build the Stormtrooper, of course. Yeah, the trooper in that Rogue One series was the most difficult to get, and that was like the Cassian Andor with Jyn Erso and Chirrut Imwe series in that line. Do I have any pop figure at Ross of Star Wars cheaply? We have there are some pop figures, Minecraft, not Star Wars. I haven't seen a Star Wars pop figure at Ross, personally. So here we go. Wait, is it just? I guess it's always been that way. Sometimes getting the joints just right can be a trick, and I always get nervous anytime I like rotate something because I'm afraid I'm gonna snap it. But yeah, like I said, I didn't grab all of them. I left at least 5 or 6 on the shelf for other creators. Wait a minute, does it go that way? Trying to figure out which way do you want to bend? I don't want to break it. I just opened it. Why would I want to break it? Yeah, across the... Hey! What's going on? Wait, I thought you were at Galaxy's Edge. $4 is insane. Yeah, you got to get to Ross. If you're not keeping your eye out at Ross, they've got some really good stuff on toys. Sometimes not great. Like, they've had the Han Solo, the 2-packs that retailed for like 15 down to like 10. I even told the manager, I'm like, it's not a good deal. Like, they may move at 5, but I don't think they're going to move at 10, and I've been right. They haven't really moved at 10. Okay, there we go. Okay. I got his shin loose. The one I'm really worried about is his elbow. I'm afraid I'm going to snap it the wrong way. Okay, so it looks like it's going to go that way. It wants to go that way, right? Dang, dude. I just get too nervous. I don't need to pose him that badly. I just want him to stand up. Or her. Him or her. Doesn't matter. They had like $4. Like, it's seriously, kind of hard to pass up, because these are generally, depending on the figure. I mean, there'd be some that I would pass up at $4. But, for the figures that you like, or the characters that you like, for sure. Hello there, loving the daily Star Wars shows. Thank you. Just kind of getting started. Star Wars banter. And thank you, by the way, for following and retweeting on Twitter. I appreciate that as well. I appreciate everybody. I'm still getting my footing. This is something that I really wanted to do for the longest time, and I think I finally figured out how to get it done. And so I'm grateful that everybody's kind of along or on board with me as we do it. See, the tricky part about super articulated figures, despite the level of detail, is just getting them balanced, getting them not to fall over. And that's something that I appreciate with 5 POA, me personally. Everybody's got their own wants, needs, and desires, and he's standing on his own. I spoke too soon. You can't see him. See if I'm not gonna point the camera down, because again, you do not want to see my floor right now. I'm still unpacking from Galaxy's Edge, but we're gonna get this rifle in his hand. I don't need to do this, but he like I said, he's been here for a bit, and then I got busy and I couldn't open him, so I'm glad I was able to do it. Okay, I'm not gonna put the rifle in your hand then. I'm gonna put it in this hand. Is that what you want? Because you got a trigger finger. Getting everything situated without breaking or bending. Some people are really skilled with like toy photography. That's pretty much like my entire Instagram feed, toy photography, like entirely. And I mean, like Jen Marie, like I follow other like Star Wars fans, that fellow creators and people who are generally sharing in the fandom. But by and large, it's been specifically the like the toy photography, things that I could probably do if I had the patience, but I think there are people who do a far better job at it and have far more skill than I. There we go. So cool. I just seeing it this way, I'm like, I kind of wish I would have grabbed more. And there were a couple more. Now if you can find it, that's the thing. That's the trick. It may be gone by the time you look. That's the thing about a lot of these sales, especially a figure that might be wanted. Like, there are going to be some that are going to, peg warm. But this was definitely going to, it was going to fly. I knew that was going to fly. So when I found that, like, that day I grabbed, like, 4. Yeah, I didn't want to go, I didn't want to go overboard. And I realized that some people were like, 4? That's overboard. I'm like, no, you don't understand. But there are a lot of good stores around to hit on a regular basis, for a lot of Star Wars shopping. But honestly, despite the various sales that I find and I follow across the board, and in fact, this channel is set up for membership. I don't think we're going to be driving much initially, but you basically join to be a member. I thought, a value for being a member is I'll let you know when the sales are as soon as I find them. But yeah, we'll see how this goes and grows. I definitely am thinking into the future in terms of what else I would like to do with this stream. Guests, bringing guests on, like even a couple of the people that are tuned in tonight, like John, a super awesome geek show, since I was on his podcast eons ago, or Jen Marie, Across the Stars. people in the Star Wars fandom who also create. But, right now I'm just kind of getting started, so there ain't a lot of people right now, but I'm here, and I'm happy to talk about this stuff. Thrilled, really. Overjoyed. You have DD's discount? Oh, yeah. DD's discount apparently is like Ross in Florida or that area. And we don't have one here, but those are like Ross's. But, again, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. So, can you let anyone be on the stream with View who loves Star Wars? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we can do anything. The challenge is, I think what I'm going to do is just integrate by way of phone. Basically just bring him in by phone, because it's easy to set a phone down and like not have to worry about kind of like putting chat into the video personally. Because it just, again, you get to see what's going on. Like, even, like, the now playing. Like, that was something I was wondering, was that going to work? And it did. Seamlessly. Very happy about that. I like when software works. So, wait, what time is it? Hang on. Wait. Give me a second. Okay. You got chat amongst yourselves. Give me a second. John, call me. Call me. I'll put you on right now. Hang on. Let me see if I can. I gotta wait for him to catch up, because I might as well. Because I'm just sitting here. Otherwise I'm babbling on myself. We're gonna find out what John's thinking about Galaxy's Edge, because everyone's been making him jealous. If he can, John, I'm right here. Hey, you gotta mute the stream.
All right, so it worked.
It worked.
Hold on, I gotta lag here.
Yeah, ignore the stream.
The volume here.
Yeah, you gotta ignore the stream. You gotta just talk to me. Yeah, like we're on the phone.
I had to mute the TV so that I could. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me turn on the music too. Okay, so Galaxy's Edge. So, do you have like serious fear of missing out?
Well, no. Here's the deal. I just feel jealous right now because you guys all got to go, and I'm stuck here in Florida waiting another 2 months. Like, oh, come on.
Is it going to be different? Do you know? Are they building it differently, or is it basically the same type of thing, just at Disney World?
I think it's exactly the same. I think layout, everything, I think is exactly the same.
So you're going to hold out, not actually go to Disneyland, just stay in Florida?
Yeah, I'm just going to wait for the Florida one. Plus, if you're a resident of Florida, you get a really cheap.
Oops.
It's like $200 for the year.
Wow.
To go to Disney. So it's every park. So, and then I get a special discount to go in like the week before. So you can sign up for I'm not sure exactly how it works, but you sign up for a ticket or something. You can go the week before. It's like a pass holder day or something they call it, you know?
Wait, do you not already have a Disney World pass?
Well, I mean, I have the resident pass, but they didn't already do the Galaxy's Edge pass
right
for the opening week yet. You know what I mean?
So then, out of everything that you've seen, what are you like most excited to do or see or get your hands on?
I want to go in that Falcon, man. Watching you go around it, just the way. I mean, oh my gosh, your reactions to it, just how. Because I don't get a sense of scale. I want to know how big it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, let me put it this way. Like, you take it in and you see it, but it's kind of like you can't look it directly in the eye because it's just so, it's there, right? And you can't, it's larger than life, yes, but like you're there and you're seeing it, but your eyes can't believe, your eyes can't believe what you're seeing. Because it's like, wait a minute, that's the Millennium Falcon. And it's right there. that's the thing that threw me off. Like it took a while for that to kind of sink in. Like, okay, I'm standing in front of the Falcon. You know, what does that mean? What does that, you know? But it's sizable. It's 1-1 in terms of scale, from my understanding.
Yeah. Well, I just liked how the back lit up like the engines, right?
Yep.
In the blue.
You can see that.
And then you heard the sounds and like the, you know, all that was just there, and I was like, holy crap.
Yeah. No, one of the things that I wonder at, and they probably like kind of have it fenced off for safety and security reasons, but I would love at one point to go within that, you know, boundary and just kind of like touch it. I don't think there's anything on the inside, but it's everything that's on the outside. Like and it's officially now the model upon which all future Millennium Falcon will be like modeled and built, the outside.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
what
what they
I'm
told us.
also looking forward. I really want to do the lightsaber experience thing.
Yeah, a lot of people said, yeah.
I know it's $200, but I'm saving up. I've already got a pouch here with $500 in it, and I've been just putting money in it every chance I get.
Yeah.
And now you're adding things with that
I'm
comlink.
sorry.
I'm like, all right, I gotta get.
Sorry. Well, I know you, but you collect lightsabers. See, I'm not.
Yes.
And when I talk to someone, I talked to Mr. Zaire, Dan on Twitter,
Yeah.
Mr. Zaire,
Yeah.
another Star Wars fan that everyone should follow. He said, no. Even if you don't like lightsabers, you have to do it for the experience. I'm like, and then I've seen some videos about it, and I'm like, yeah, that'd probably be really neat to do. But as much as I could justify spending $50 on a comlink, because I think it's kind of neat, it's unique, it's usable, it's fun, I don't know if I can justify $200, even if it is me building my own lightsaber. I'm not sure if I could justify it. But other people said, do it.
You know what I like about it? Because I love the lightsabers that I have. I've got the Luke blue one, the Obi-Wan blue one, the Luke green one, the Yoda, Kylo Ren, and Darth Vader. And I love having them. And then having my own personal one, I think, would just be a nice touch.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is I don't have to stick to a color.
Right.
You just change
the kyber crystal.
The kyber crystal, and the blade changes color. So
yeah.
I don't need one.
So apparently, the white kyber crystal, someone put it in the Jedi holocron, and Ahsoka's voice started talking. This is something I retweeted earlier from Star Wars Radar. It was basically, she said, I took a Sith kyber crystal and put it in the lightsabers, and they turned white because I'm neither Jedi nor Sith. And I was like, whoa! Like, you can hear, like, Ahsoka, like, or, Ahsoka, her voice.
Ashley X.
Ashley, yes, you've met her, right? So,
yeah.
She was
on the podcast.
I know. So, anyway, so that was something that happened, that hit my radar today. But I'm like, I think when Jedi, because we'll go. I mean, I don't know whether it'll be in Orlando or back in Anaheim. We will go. And I would like to be able to have Jedi build her own droid and her own lightsaber. I think it would be more for her than I think it would be. I think she would get a kick out of it more than I get a kick out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And you do get to bring in at least one or two extra people. They don't get to build, but they get to stand behind you and watch the experience.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So I want to make sure she's old enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing her reactions, but I don't know when the right time is to take her, even to Disneyland, because like A, or Disney World, we need the time. B, we need the budget, and C, I don't want to do it. She's in this magical age where I think it would be perfect, but I think waiting like till she's like 5 or 6, and she's almost 5, like I think would be about the right time. Like in my feeling, and I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong, but that's my gut.
The first time that I went, I was closer to 10 years old, and when my parents took me to Disney World, which would have made my brother 7, He was 6 or 7. So I guess he got out of it okay. He got a lot out of it.
Well, yeah.
So
No, I
it's
know.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah, and granted, I mean, it's there's never, I don't think there's a wrong time to go, but it's like figuring out, like, I want to figure out more about Galaxy's Edge, because like with every passing week, I learn something else. Like the collectible key that you can buy or you get if you earn credits or something, and I'm like, that was news. Or like the black kyber crystal, and we're by the way even talking about this, the Star Wars banter, saying, oh boy, I just want to experience Galaxy's Edge so bad right now.
Yeah. It's I agree. I mean, as much as I'd like for you to come down and for me to meet you and we could all go together, I think coming to Florida is like massive for you, because you might as well just go to California.
Right.
With your family, it's
Right.
so much more cost effective, because coming to Florida, it's like 3,000 miles. You've got 6-hour flights. You know,
the unique thing is,
task,
you know, I think Jedi would get more out of Disneyland at this age than Epcot or even maybe Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it would be we just as well go to Disneyland. So I met a Disney travel person or whatever at this experience, and she apparently lives close. So I'm like, oh well, let's get together and talk. I don't know if that's gonna help any, but I'm like, anywhere we can save costs to get down there, because heaven knows I'd be recording video, and there are people doing live video there too at Galaxy's Edge. I'm like, I couldn't get the bandwidth to do that. I couldn't.
Yeah. I think I tried that at Celebration, and I couldn't get the bandwidth to do anything live, so I just did stuff in the hotel room at each night, and sort of made up videos.
Well, see,
finally, our phones, you can actually edit and do music and put things together, so that's what I was doing, just all on my phone at the end of each day on Celebration in the hotel room,
Well, that's pretty much why I shot the way I did, because I was like, I don't even want to edit. I'm not even gonna bother doing that, because it would take so much time versus just capturing kind of like that raw reaction. The hardest part was just not having the time, right? And so when you have a chance to go, I don't know, are they still going to do a time limit at Disney World? Because they'll lift that on June 23rd for Disneyland. But do you know if there's a time limit?
I don't know yet, but I imagine there will be, because like I know a lot of people who are on my I have the Awesome Geek Show Twitter, but I also have the favorite Star Wars action figures. And on that one, there's a lot of guys that I've met down here between Orlando and where I live. And we chat almost daily about toys and things we're finding locally. And they're all going, and there's a few hundred of us now that are in that chat group that live in this area. So It's kind of like, I think the same thing's going to happen, but it's going to be for the East Coast,
Right.
And I got a couple friends in New York that are like, well, I'm waiting for the Florida one because it's easier to fly down from New York to Florida than it is to go all the way to California. So they're waiting for the Florida one to start.
See, I think that's
smart. I have a feeling it's going to be the same way,
Yeah.
It's going to be another big deal.
But there's a Star Wars hotel, but I think that's just in Disney World? Am I wrong?
Yeah, and that doesn't open right away. And that's a whole experience. Like if you stay a night at the hotel, at the Star Wars hotel, they actually give you a Star Wars costume to wear. And all the people that are in it that work there are dressed up. And when you look out the window, like there's a window, but it's like I think it's like a television screen that fits into the window. So when you look out the window, you're seeing the galaxy and like Star Wars related stuff going by. You know what I mean? So you're fully and 100% immersed in the Star Wars universe the entire time that you're in the hotel.
See,
and then when you walk out of the hotel, you walk directly into Batu, or what is it? Batu? Bantu? What's the name of the place?
I think it's Batu.
Batu, yeah. So that's like a whole nother level,
that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid, because I from my understanding, that Star Wars hotel is like luxury. Like Disney.
Yeah, I think it's going to be expensive. Yeah,
Yeah,
but they are limiting, and initially they're limiting it to 2 nights per group. You know what I mean? Like so.
Oh.
Because they expect it to be so popular.
Oh
they
my
don't
God.
want people buying like.
Oh my God.
Well, I booked like 4 weeks, so no one else can go.
You know, see, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that whoever invited me to do the Galaxy's Edge thing will say, "Hey, would you like to come down to the hotel?" You know, hell, even
Yeah.
you know, even at a discount, I'd probably jump at that chance. You know.
Yeah, and then I'll meet you there.
Yeah. Wow. No, I mean, I even with Galaxy's Edge, I did not do a lot of reading about it. Like, I didn't even, the comic that they released and even some of the novels, I didn't read a lot because I was like, well, I kind of want to be surprised. I kind of want to like live in the moment and not, you know, expect, oh, it's going to be this or that. So I'm probably going to approach it the same way with the hotel, because the last thing I want to know is like it's someplace I want to go and I can't get there. You know, because I would have to fly in and then pay for the hotel, right?
Buy Star Wars banner.
See ya.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, I only know from watching you, and I watched 1 or 2 other people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Their experiences there, but
they were probably pretty similar.
I've avoided all the ones that there's some that actually filmed the Millennium Falcon thing, and I've avoided those because I just want to experience it like you said on my own.
Yeah, you kind of. I mean, I tried to get a shot of the cockpit. I'm like, God, because I had no time to like effectively take it in. Right? It's cause like it was so overwhelming. But we basically got like the doors open. You're literally walking on into the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, and your eyes overload. I mean, like you cannot focus on any one thing. And immediately they say, you know, strap in, and you know you do this, and that's it. And then you're off. And then it's a trial by fire, basically.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have any time to even think. And then that's what I'm saying. So then when you get out of it, then you've had time to process it. You're like, then you think, oh my God, I was in the Millennium Falcon. Like I had no time to process it in the moment. But like, you know, after it was done, that's when it was kind of like it sunk in more than anything. But that, you know, that's how I felt.
My brother's going to go with me, and I really hope that we get to be pilot, co-pilot.
So
that would just be awesome. With my brother.
Here's the good news. You if they do it the same way they did it at Disneyland, you should be able to, because what they did was you immediately go in, they hand you a badge, like this little like a placard thing, and it's like blue or green or whatever your color group is, and then your designation like pilot or gunner or engineer, and you can swap. So like if you don't want to be, if you're handed gunner, they can give you a pilot because they don't care. Like they just need to cycle people through. And so at least when we did it, you had and I mean that may change, but like I hope they continue to do that, because, you know, imagine like you being a kid and you're like dreaming of being an engineer and they hand you a pilot, right? And then you're like, I don't want to be the pilot, I want to be the engineer. And they kind of, you know, get around that effectively by allowing you to trade. Or at least they did. So I wouldn't worry about it too much, because that's how they handled it at Disneyland, at least.
Because that's how we were when we were kids. You know what I mean? It's like he was always Han and I was Chewie.
Right. Well, so Chewie flies up and down, and Han flies left and right, because I was left and right.
I got you.
And that let me tell you, doing it on your own is harrowing enough, but going in and you have to work with other people, you want to pack that cockpit with everybody you know, so that they know what they're doing, and so that because it's down to a team whether or not you succeed or fail. It's true.
Wow.
And like the score changes and everything, Hondo's reactions change. So yeah, it's very in the moment. It's very like a choose your own adventure. And if you do not do what you're supposed to do, it's very obvious you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Huh. I heard, maybe you can verify this because I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, but I heard that you get some kind of way that they track you throughout the park.
Yeah.
And the points that you got, the points that you got in that
the app.
Falcon
So I don't
can affect.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is how you exchange credits for like a collectible, because no one ever told me. But the Disney Play app, download it before you go because it's like 300 meg, but you can earn like achievements in the app or whatever. But you use this app in Batu to basically interact with panels, to do other things like on the smuggler, and to unlock things in the Smugglers Run line. There are different things that you can do to unlock and get credits, which but again, I'm not clear on what they all do, but that's the app. It's the Disney Play app.
Okay. So you basically would somehow log in before you go into the Millennium Falcon, and then it would track whatever points you got in the Falcon.
Yep.
Because I heard that those points translate into something, and like whatever, yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is like I wasn't clear. I mean, I had it on. You have to have Bluetooth on or whatever, and I did. I had all that on, and it didn't I didn't know what was going. It didn't say go to X to claim your Y. Like I just did it. And played with the app, but it wasn't clear what you were supposed to do, like in what order or what have you.
Yeah, okay. See, I heard like if you're walking around, like a stormtrooper comes by or something, like there's going to be a way for him to tell how many points you have, and if you have an exceedingly large amount of points, he's going to be able to recognize you in some way. I don't know if if your name comes up or if he just knows, hey, you've got a really good like bounty level or whatever.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm not even sure. Yeah, no, I mean, I know I was getting points because I got points for the Falcon ride, but I don't know. It wasn't clear. Like the phone wasn't like saying open the app to get X, or the stormtrooper didn't say, I need to see that your phone. I mean, I did get approached by a stormtrooper, but he didn't say that. He's like, what are you doing here? Yeah, no, I don't have too many details apart from, yes, it does work. It works by Bluetooth. iOS and Android, you can accrue points. I don't know where you go to exchange them, but I do know I've seen like this like bronze kind of key card thing. I don't know what you would call it, but like I'm like, what is that? Like I never saw that, but it was something that someone got from points. I don't even know. I haven't done it, but I don't even know if I can check my points in the app because it's tied to your ID where you log in. Or how you log in and everything. Yeah. So I'm not sure how all that kind of ties together, but it does. That's the experience.
Interesting.
Disney Play.
I also know down here because like we have the whole Orlando thing is a big deal, and we have this thing that they call Disney Springs, which is where there's a bunch of outdoor shops.
Right.
And in one of those places, they had the VR experience thing. And I know from, the guys from Star Wars Explained, what is it, Alex and Molly?
Right.
They came down and they did the VR thing, and it actually gave them points towards the Galaxy's Edge thing.
Wow. And
in that thing, they said apparently you could go positive or negative in your points. And if you went negative, supposedly they were saying, like, we think that when you go to the park, you could have a negative reputation instead of a positive reputation.
Oh.
But that was just them guessing based on that one event, but none of us have been to the park.
Right.
So they're waiting. Well, actually, no, they just got in.
They just went in,
they
yeah.
Did say they got in, yeah. So they got into the California
They went down for EA, what are the game players or whatever they're called?
Yeah.
He went with Hello Greedo.
Game changers.
Yeah, Hello Greedo was there. SW Battlefront.
Yep.
Like
Elliot's the Battlefront updates guy. He went.
Yeah, Battlefront updates.
They were all at. I met them all with Robbie from Star Wars headquarters. I met them all at Celebration.
Oh.
And then we went out. We went out for pizza. Had some Chicago pizza together. It was really cool.
Oh, that's wild.
A great bunch of guys. You should follow all of them.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'd imagine everybody does. But
yeah,
you never know. So, yeah, that's I've been trying to get unpacked slowly. I'm like trying to relish the experience rather than just unpacking and throwing. I mean, like I'm stretching it as far as I can. I even have like some treats for Jedi that I got at not at Galaxy's Edge, but at Star Tours. Like, Star Wars snacks, candies and stuff.
You got a lot more than I expected you to get, because I was, you know what I mean? Like, there's part of me that was like, Chris, I want you to buy me the Commander Pyre. Like, I gotta have him.
I know.
But I didn't want to add to it because I'm like, you got a suitcase. You can't, take all this extra stuff.
I will tell you the one thing, and I'm probably gonna save it for last, but I've got the big thing that I kept going back on. I'm like, there's no way I can fit that in the suitcase. There's no way. Because it takes up a good chunk of the suitcase, and it's heavy. So yeah, I ran out of room. There's no let me put it this way. I was getting worried. I'm like, am I going to have to leave clothes here? Like, am I going to the airport naked?
When I left Celebration, I threw away the underwear and socks to fit a few extra figures in.
Yeah, it came that close. It didn't happen to me, but it came close. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, I did not have enough space, and I didn't know. So you have to be, if you don't live there and you're traveling, you have to be very picky choosy. And that was, it was easy to do, but yet hard at the same time. Because there are a couple other things that I would rather, I wanted those Coke bulbs. They just didn't have any. And then that Mouse Droid popcorn thing I totally missed. Like, maybe I would have tried for the Black Kyber crystal. Those are the fun little things. Smaller. I didn't really, the bigger things, there weren't a lot of things that I was like, oh yeah, I have to have that. But that's me.
I think they are. One of the guys is saying he hopes it comes to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, I think they are going to Paris too.
I think they're going to eventually roll it out to every park around the world.
Yeah.
So Japan will get it, Paris will get it.
Which is crazy. But they're doing it right. That's the way to do it. I mean, I'm glad they're doing it at every park rather than at just one. I am glad, because it lessens the they almost need to, because it's so crazy and jam-packed full of fans. Like, if it was just one park for the entire world, they couldn't do it. Like, they couldn't, you'd never get in. But when it's spread out, then there's a greater chance of you being able to have the experience that you want. And if they do it half as well, if they do the other places half as well as what I experienced, it was immersive. It was so immersive that when I left, I was like, oh man, I'm back in Disneyland. What a disappointment. Like, I was like, because you're gone. Like, you're out of Batu. So yeah, that's how good it is. It's so good that when you leave, you're sad.
Did they have the Toy Story land in Disneyland as well?
The Toy Story
in California?
They probably did. I probably didn't see it. They had like a Buzz Lightyear thing, and they were playing Toy Story 4 previews in it, but I didn't do it.
Yeah, because it's right next. Ours is right next to our Star Wars land.
Yeah, that's so kind of
like, and it's just interesting because you shrink down to the size of a toy,
right?
And everything is giant.
Right.
It's just pretty cool.
No, I didn't do that. I didn't. I would, like I said, a lot of the stuff I think would have been better with Jedi, but I was there for like, just a couple of days. Like, I didn't even have time to do the things that I wanted to do. So.
Yeah. Well, usually when I go, I'm only there for one day.
Right.
Because I've got work or other things going on, and it's just like, okay, I've got 2 days off, which means I can drive up there one day, stay overnight, go to the park all day, and then drive back home.
Right. Yeah.
It's still 3 hours away from me. It's
crazy.
Still a 3-hour drive. So it's not quite a. I might live close enough to make it a one-day event, but to just pop in and pop out. But
right.
So I still have to plan it a little bit,
No, well, like, imagine having a full family, because then everything triples. Everything.
Yeah.
Everything triples, or more. Couldn't do it. So I'm going to start wrapping up.
Well, why don't I go, and then you can do your whole wrap up, and I'll talk to you later on.
On the flip side. All right. See you,
Yeah.
bud.
Thanks, Chris. May the force be with you.
Always. So that is John from the Super Awesome Geek Show. I was on his podcast a couple times. This was a long while ago. John and I went to see The Force Awakens together. That was awesome. Like we saw it 2 or 3 times over the course of like a day, wasn't it? It was crazy. No, thanks for calling in, John. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. Like every weekday. I mean, talking with people and just bantering about one thing or another. And I think it's just banter, Star Wars banter. Even though he or she is not here at this stage. Okay, I am going to start wrapping up because we're getting upon an hour. And I promise we will be back at least on Monday. I'm not sure if I want to do these on the weekends or not. I haven't quite figured out like the kind of the flow of things yet. I'm still kind of even getting things set up because even this particular environment isn't it's not where I want to do it permanently. I've got a different area I'd like to try it in and possibly even be like playing games at the same time as talking to people, friends or what have you. But it's flexible enough, and we have the ability to to be flexible. That's what I like doing this stuff. So thank you for talking Star Wars with me for close to an hour. And like I said, if I can make it an hour in talking about one thing or another, then I'll be happy. I'll try to get all of it out of my system. Which inevitably is wrong because as soon as I'm wrapped here, it's back onto my social feed. What's new? What's going on? What's happening? Can't escape it. I don't know if there's any other shows I got to catch up on. So thank you everybody for participating. Thank you for being here ahead of time. Thank you for turning on notifications. Thank you for following. Thank you. We Discord channel. I guess I should probably also cross link it on Facebook. Potentially in the Twitch chat. Although I don't think there's anybody who's really participating on Twitch right now. Maybe as we start doing more game streams, we'll pop up there. But let me know next time. What you guys want to talk about. Is you set the agenda as much as I do. This is about community chat and interacting and just having fun and giving me something to look forward to at the end of the day. After work, where I'm thinking about Star Wars. That's the problem. So thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. At this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, and may the Force be with you always.